Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and you know what we do around here. We take a look at the Bitcoin first, and then we take a look at some other cryptocurrencies here. Taking your requests here. If you guys have a particular cryptocurrency or stock you want me to look at, we can go ahead and look at those cryptos for you. But I already see that I got someone here in the chat asking me, is Bitcoin a good buy? Bitcoin is going to be your first cryptocurrency that you should get into just to get familiar with cryptocurrencies. But is it a good buy? Well, let's take a look. We'll figure that out here. Some good areas to be buying Bitcoin was back during the fear in the beginning of April when Bitcoin got down to $74,000. Okay. But right now, Bitcoin at $93,000, is it a good buy? It could possibly be a good buy. I know that we've been eyeballing some resistance here at $96,000 is where most people bought Bitcoin at. So technically, you're doing better than a lot of people that bought a few months ago. If you just buy it right now at $93,000, you're about like $3,000 below where they got in at. That is a significant resistance level. The $96,000 level is a resistance level that I am still eyeballing, according to the VRVP. If I turn it on real quick, I get this indicator on the right with the green and red bars showing that the blue line, the point of control, is at $96,400. I'm still eyeballing that as a significant resistance area as Bitcoin continues climbing up to higher prices. You got a lot of volume here. A lot of people bought at $96,000. So those who want to get out and break even on their Bitcoin investment, they're going to start selling at $96,000. So I expect us to bump our head up there, come back down, maybe create a higher low, and then start pushing up towards higher prices here for Bitcoin. So if you can wait, later on this year, buying Bitcoin right now, you might be able to sell it at a higher price. So yeah, I think, you could possibly call this a good buy area. Okay. But yeah, we're getting into it with the chart analysis here. I still have $96,000 as a first take profit target. If Bitcoin gets past that $96,000 level, then we have a little bit of volume here at $101,000. And then we have the white line here, this value area high at $102,000. Is probably going to be another good area to sell your Bitcoin if you're in it for the short term. Okay, you can see currently right now Bitcoin is consolidating near the 100-day moving average, which is this light blue line here. That's acting as support. You can see that every time we go below this blue line, which is currently at $93,000. Okay, this $93,000 area seems to be an area that is heavily supported right now. When we get below it, we get pushed back right up above it. Okay, we came down as low as $91,600 on Bitcoin. We also came below it yesterday as well, where we were down to like 91,900. Okay, so if you're able to see, Bitcoin at $92,000, then maybe you should try scooping some Bitcoin at that price level. But right now, Bitcoin's currently trading at 93,379. If we lose this 100-day moving average, we might get some support at the 50-day, which is currently at 90,800. And then we also have the 200-day, which is creeping up. This 200-day is at $88,000 and climbing. And that could be another good area to be buying Bitcoin, because you'll be getting it for under $90,000 if you're able to do that. Okay. Let's see if I got any requests here. Possibility for downside. Yeah, I just covered that right there. The possibility for the downside is we could come down to this red line here, the 200-day moving average. Let me go ahead and get rid of the VRVP here real quick. This red line right here should provide support if Bitcoin does come down. But I think as the moving averages start getting closer and closer together, you'll see an explosive move for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin does create an explosive move here, I mean, how high could it possibly go? I'll do a quick Fibonacci retracement, which could tell us where Bitcoin could possibly go. From the highs here at $109,000 to the lows here at like $74,000. We have a 1618 says that Bitcoin could possibly get up to like 131 grand. maybe later on this year in 2025. That's what I'm eyeballing right now. Okay. All right, let's move on to another cryptocurrency that's doing pretty well, or has been doing pretty well for the past few days here, and that is SUI. Okay, SUI crypto is currently trading at $3.26, up 10% today. This one is doing a straight line up. Okay, SUI, you know, caught the bids, as you can see. These last 3 green candles, these last 3 days here. You know, you could have bought SUI at $2.16. Tuesday? And now here we are on Thursday, and we're talking about $3.26, about $1. This thing is going up $1 in about 3 days here. And we are currently above the 200-day moving average. That's good to see, because anytime you're below the 200-day moving average, in my eyes, in my opinion, that's a bear market. Okay, so you could say that SUI is ready to go back to being bullish here again. And then where could SUI go after that? Well, we've already bumped our head up against the 100-day moving average at $3.40. Is where this blue line is providing some resistance right now. SUI might start going sideways here and create like a little bull flag here. I'm just drawing out this flag here. It might go sideways for a little bit at this area. Try to maintain support on this red line here, the 200-day moving average at $3.15. And then if SUI continues being bullish, then you do basically the bull flag here. You measure the flagpole, right? This being the flagpole, and then you got the flag right here, and you put it to like where SUI could possibly break out at like $3.24 here. And it's saying that SUI could possibly be a $4.50 cryptocurrency in the future if the bull flag continues and plays out, right? This is just chart pattern analysis, okay? But I'll even give you a little Fibonacci analysis here as well, okay? If this is where SUI's going to top out at the 100-day, and we just came out from the bottom here at like $2.11 here, you got the 1618 saying that, you know, SUI could possibly be a $4.26 crypto. And I see Porky's in the chat. Hey Porky, glad to see you make it out here. Glad to see that you're able to catch the early stream here. I'll catch your late night stream later on tonight. Look forward to that, guys. If you looking to, you know, look at crypto and find out some more, if you can't get enough of the technical analysis and you're looking for another guy that does technical analysis at later hours towards late night here on the East Coast, and I think it's like probably like 8 or 9 p.m. on the West Coast, but you guys should check out Porky Flounder's channel here. Let me see if I can pull him up real quick. I'm gonna give because this, you know, Porky's always giving me a shout out, so I gotta give him a shout out to his channel here. Yeah, if you want to check out another good crypto YouTuber, you gotta check out this guy, Porky Flounder. Okay, he's always going live towards like the late night hours here. Okay, but you can get there. That's what he looks like. He's got a lot of videos. He's been in the technical analysis field for a while here. He's got some good stuff here. All right, getting back to SUI. All right, SUI, like I said, $3.25. I could see this thing coming up to $4.26 based off the Fibonacci analysis, and then also just charting out if this thing does a bull flag here, it could probably come up to like $4.50. So I think a $4 SUI is coming up on deck here. The bearish case, I'll just use the Fibonacci levels here. SUI could probably come down, maybe revisit the 618 at $2.93, or it might even do a deeper retracement down to like the 0.382 at $2.62. So this, you know, these cryptos, they can move up and down pretty fast and violently. Just be on the lookout for that. You might be able to get a cheaper SUI. I would say probably the 618 is a more likely level because you got the 50-day at that level. So I don't like using just one indicator. I want some confluence. And I see that the 618 at 293 and the 50-day at 294. That's probably where SUI, you might be able to scoop up some cheaper SUI if you're looking to add to your SUI position or you're looking to get started with SUI. I wouldn't get started with SUI right now after it just made this bull run here. I would be looking for cheaper prices if possible, okay? Maybe coming down to the 200-day moving average at 317, which is only 8 cents away. But hey, you know, every little penny counts when it comes to trying to get a good deal here. All right, let's see. Besho, we just talked about SUI just now. Okay. I just gave my thoughts about SUI. I think SUI is gonna be one of the top tier cryptos to be in for altcoins, right up there with Solana. Okay, and we'll take a look at Solana after this as well. But it's gonna be outperforming probably Bitcoin. I think it's actually outperformed Bitcoin this week. But yeah, SUI, Solana, and Bitcoin should be some good cryptos to get yourself into. I think they'll make some money for a lot of people in the future here. Besho, you asking me like price targets for SUI? Will it go to $10 or $20? I think $10 is more reasonable. Okay, and I think $20 is also a possibility. I would have to look at you know, I would have to look at CoinMarketCap real quick here. Let me see if I can do that real quick, because I like comparing the market cap of other cryptos to give you an idea. It's like, is it possible and how much higher could these cryptos go? So Solana has a market cap right now of about $77 billion. We'll just, yeah, about $77 to $78 billion. So keep that number in mind. SUI is right, not that far below. I don't know why it's not giving me the data here. Let me just go ahead and refresh this. Okay. Oh, now. Okay. But anyways, CoinMarketCap, good website to go to compare and do research on your cryptos here. Solana, we said $78 billion. Let's go down here to SUI. SUI has a $10 billion market cap. If the same kind of money that's in Solana goes into SUI, let's try to do the calculator here. You can see that, right? We said Solana has like a $78 billion market cap and SUI has about 10.5 billion. So the same kind of money that's in Solana goes into SUI, you'll have a 7x, okay? And you just multiply that 7x by the price that SUI's at right now, 325. You're talking about like a $24 SUI, okay? So the same kind of money goes from Solana into SUI. You might see a $24 SUI, okay? So I think that's possible. If that gives you an idea as like what's possible, a $20 SUI is possible, in my opinion. All right, let's go into talking about Solana now. Okay, Solana currently at $150, right? Down slightly down a little bit today, about 0.4%. Solana needs to hold above this little red line that I drew out here at 147 bucks. So it's good to see that it's staying at that line. The reason why I put this line here was because I wanted to see Solana get above that recent daily high that it made here back on March 25th, where we saw Solana get up to $147.60. So Solana is now, you could say, creating higher highs. Okay, I'll go ahead and get rid of that. I just wanted to point that out real quick here. Solana's creating higher highs, and then we got to see, is it going to keep on creating higher highs? Because if it does keep on creating higher highs, you might get some resistance here at the 50-day moving average at 163 bucks, where Solana might decide to like chill out a little bit and go sideways. Maybe it comes down, okay? But we also want to see if Solana is going to create a higher low at some point. So we're now in the beginning of a bull trend on Solana, and we'll just see where this thing goes next. Okay. We also have a 21 EMA here. 21 EMA, pretty important because that's usually where price likes to hang out at. Right now, the 21 EMA is below where price is at. 21 EMA is at 128 bucks. That 21 EMA should, as it starts going up to higher prices, should provide some support if Solana does come down. I don't think it'll go any lower than 128 bucks for now, because that 21 EMA should catch it before it decides to go any further down. Okay, you'll see that this white line it stays near where the price is at for the most part. Okay, even when the price starts shooting up and skyrocketing on Solana, you'll see that the 21 EMA kind of tries to follow it as best as it can. And only when you lose the 21 EMA do you start to become bearish. Okay, you can see that, you know, just following the price history on Solana here, that 21 EMA usually stays where the price is at. Okay, when price gets a little bit too far ahead, okay, it starts going sideways, and it will come back down to join that 21 EMA. Okay, and then when price becomes bearish, right, the price goes below the 21 EMA, then it kind of like tries to catch up to the 21 EMA. But then, yeah, if it's going to continue being bearish, then it'll keep dropping some more, and then it will come back to the 21 EMA, drop some more, come back to the 21 EMA. In this case, we're now looking more bullish now. So now the price is going to get ahead of the 21 EMA, go to higher prices, and then it will probably go sideways to catch up to the 21 EMA. All right, so that's a pretty good moving average to add to your charts there. You could do it as the 21 EMA, which stands for exponential moving average, or you could do it as a 21 simple moving average if you're not able to do that on your charts. But I feel like exponential works a lot better. But yeah, you can do it as a simple moving average as well. All right. Appreciate the follow. Guys, if you're loving this content and you want to stay in tune and see the next live stream when I go live, don't forget to hit that follow button. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So that way you can see me pop up on your YouTube feed. And come join me on the live streams when I go live. I usually go live around this time, like 5 p.m. East Coast time. You can find me on the Meet Damien Twitter page. I usually post up when I'm going live, and then I got a Meet Damien Discord, where I also let my followers know that I'm going live. Okay. But yeah, also if you love the analysis, don't forget that hit that like button as well. But yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any requests here. If you guys have any requests, go ahead and put those requests in. I'm ready to start looking at some other cryptos here. Of course, we cannot go one day without talking about XRP. Yeah, I got you there, Solo G. All right, let's take a look at XRP now. And then let me just check to see my YouTube guys here. Porky's got the kids right now. God bless you, bro. All right, looking at XRP Ripple, currently trading at $2.19. XRP is just consolidating after having a big move back in like November and December. I got the moving averages here. I have said that I could see XRP go to $5 just because it looks like it's in this bull flag already. Okay. And if you just take this flagpole, which is the measure move, and you put this towards where XRP could break out at like $2.20 here, the measure move is saying that XRP should be coming up to that blue number there, $5.13. I could see a $5 XRP. I actually got some XRP myself, just in case it does go that high. But what I liked about XRP is that it's been above its 200-day moving average never really lost the 200-day moving average. It is actually one of the stronger cryptocurrencies, high market cryptocurrencies. It actually was performing better than Bitcoin during this downtrend that we've been in since like the middle of January here. We lost the 200-day moving average just briefly, which gave me some cause and alarm that we could see, you know, XRP probably come down to this level here at like $1.45, where we had some sideways trading action back in the end of November here. But XRP was able to, with, you know, hold support and not let the dam break, and it came back up above the 200-day moving average, so I'm glad to see that. Now I want to see XRP get above the 50 and the 100, which could act as resistance, and that 50 and the 100 is at like $2.40, $2.45. So once XRP gets past $2.45, then I think it's going to be a quick ride up to $3, okay, before XRP gets some resistance. And then we could see some more resistance at $3.15 before the dam breaks loose on the upside. And then you might see that $5 XRP later on this year. All right, let's see. We got some more requests here. We already talked about SUI. I said SUI could possibly go to $20 long term. Okay, maybe later on this year or sometime next year, if we're still bullish. But yeah, I think more reasonable price targets right now is a $4 SUI. Looks like it's coming up on deck. But we'll take a look at your other requests here for Cardano. And then it looks like I have another request here for Algo. And yeah, Solo, you're asking me what is my suggestion for putting some money into other cryptos here. I don't give financial advice, right? I'm just a guy on here on YouTube, just giving my opinions about crypto and stocks here. But I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. But if you want to stay in cryptocurrencies, I'll probably stick to the top 10 for now. Okay. Until we know for sure that the market is actually in a recovery mode here. Maybe, you know, once you see Bitcoin above $100,000, maybe you can start looking at some of the lower market cap altcoins. Okay, but for now I would stick to the top 10, and right now the top 10 is like Bitcoin, Ethereum. I don't really count Tether unless you want to be in a stable coin. XRP, BNB if you can, Solana, USDC is another stable coin, Dogecoin, Cardano, and Tron. And because there was a couple of stable coins in there, oh shit, I gotta make sure I got the camera there. Because there's a couple of stable coins in there, I'll give you like 2 more. Okay, I think SUI, good one, Chainlink, and I'll even throw Avalanche in there. Okay, and you should stick to those coins as far as what you want to do as far as adding to your positions there. Cryptocurrencies are already pretty risky in themselves. You know, you can get a 2x or a 3x, but you might lose 20, 30, 40, 50% of your investment. So just keep that in mind, that whatever you put in, you might lose half of it before it starts going back up again. All right, but getting back into some of these other cryptos there, that's as much as financial advice. That's not even financial advice. That's as much of my opinion I'm going to give you about crypto there, because I'm not going to really get myself in trouble here by giving you guys financial advice when I'm not even a financial advisor and I don't know your personal situation either. We got one guy here that thinks XRP is going back to 40 cents. And then what, $20 after that? So what, it'll have a retracement to 40 cents and then $20? Maybe. But if we keep going past up these moving averages, if we get past $2.50, I would say XRP is going to go up more likely than going down. But yeah, let's get into Cardano, since I keep seeing people asking me about Cardano here. All right. And then Porky wants me to look at Honey. Is that a crypto, Porky? Let's look into Cardano first here, and I'll wait for your response there. Let me know if honey, yeah, is it? Oh, it is a. Okay, I'll take a look at that after Cardano here. All right. Okay. So here we are. We're looking at Cardano, currently trading at 71 cents right now, up 2.58% today. And Cardano is probably going to face some resistance now at the 70-cent level, which is where this 200-day moving average is sitting at. Right now, that 200-day is at 75 cents, so Cardano could come up a little bit more. Let's see, today Cardano got as high as 74 cents. Yeah, it pretty much bumped its head up against this 200-day moving average. I'm expecting Cardano to go sideways if it's going to continue being bullish here. If Cardano is not going to be bullish, if we get a tweet from Trump or one of these Trump administration officials saying that things are going bad with the trade deals here, then yeah, we could come back down. And if we do come back down, I see the 21 exponential moving average curving up here, it could provide some support at like 63 cents. Seems to be another area where we trade sideways here on Cardano, so 63 cents could be a good area to scoop up some cheaper Cardano. Looking at some fib levels here, you can see that the 72 cent level here corresponds to the 0.382 retracement level. That's why I think we're going to probably trade sideways at the 70-cent level for a while here. Then once we get past 70 cents, we could come up to this 0.5 retracement level at 83 cents. So I'm expecting some more sideways boring action here for Cardano, mainly because you got the retracement levels here saying that there's going to be some resistance, and then you also have the moving averages here, the 50 and the 100, which could provide some resistance for Cardano. Not until Cardano gets past like 85 cents, I would say, would you then see more of an explosive move up to the upside here for Cardano. And if it does go explosive up, I mean, it's probably not going to get all too crazy, but it might go up to like 95 cents or $1, psychological level of $1. And then you got the 0.786 retracement level, which could provide more resistance at $1.12. Okay, but Cardano is gonna hang in there. It's gonna try to climb up through a lot of resistance levels that it has to get through first before you can see something crazier, where you might see like maybe a $2 Cardano. You got the 1618 fib level here saying that $1.94 could possibly be in the cards for Cardano later on in 2025. That would be a long-term target. That would be like later on in 2025, you might see a $2 Cardano, or Cardano threatening to go up to $2. Okay. All right, let's move on to honey. Sugar pie honey bun. Does anybody remember that song? Honey is on Kraken and Coinbase. That's interesting. Hive mapper. Let's take a look. I feel like there'd be a lot of data on Mexi here. Oh, not really. This thing started trading on November of 2024. That's interesting. Let me see if let's see what it looks like on Kraken. Kraken has a little bit more data going back to like July of 2024. Okay, so honey or hive mapper currently trading at $2. I'm not $2. Got a little too excited here. Trading at 2 cents, almost 3 cents here. 0.028 pennies, down 2.6, almost 2.6% for today. And what do we got here for honey? Okay. I see possible double bottoms here. Could this be the bottom that's forming on honey? I see higher lows on the RSI. Could this be possible bullish divergence? Right? Obviously, we made lower lows on price, but we're getting some higher lows here on the RSI. Could this thing be bottoming out here? Me think so. Let's see. I'm liking the fact that we're getting the beginnings of a possible bottoming out here on Honey. Hive Mapper. Wow, Porky, you're getting me excited here. I love to see it when things are at the bottom, because if you can catch the bottom, then that means you don't have to worry about losing any more money, right? If this thing decides to become bullish here, you got the 50 is screaming down, you know, right now. This green line here is showing that there could be some resistance at 4 cents. So that's about what, like a 33% gain from where you are right now. Let's take a look at that. We'll measure that out. Yeah, maybe like 40% gain from where you are right now. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. Let me go ahead and get rid of that now. Let's turn on the VRVP here, see what the VRVP says for resistance levels here. You got the value area low at 3.5 cents, and you got the point of control at a little bit under 4 cents, 0.038 pennies. And you can see that this is corresponding to the high volume. All that high volume on the VRVP, okay, is sitting at like roughly almost 4 cents. So that's going to be the first resistance level for this thing to break through. And then once it breaks through that, look at this. There's a big gap in the VRVP, saying that this thing could shoot up higher to higher prices real quick and real hard and fast here. And then you're not going to get any significant resistance until you get to 6 cents, which makes sense, right? Because a lot of these candle wicks here are at like 6 cents. So anybody that bought what they thought was a low back in like September and November of last year, if they want to get out and break even, they're gonna sell their honey at like 6 cents. So that makes sense. And then you got the value area high, which is probably going to be your realistic long-term price target to have for this crypto, sitting at like almost 8 cents. So I would probably plan on buying here at roughly 3 cents and selling at 8 cents, and you got yourself a 2x, almost a 3x, maybe like a 2.5x. I think this one's worth throwing your hat in the ring. Let's pull up market cipher B real quick here for my friend Porky. See if the cheat sheet is over here telling us if we can buy buy some honey right now. And I got a green dot here for like April 12th, like almost 10 days ago, 12 days ago, telling you that you should have been buying honey about 2 weeks ago. Okay, so market cipher B is agreeing that the buyers are stepping in. Let's just take a look at the MACD real quick here, and then I'll look at the stochastic RSI. MACD is showing that the buyers are stepping in. There is some buying pressure, and it's increasing buying pressure at these prices, so that's good to see. You see the selling pressure has died off, and now you got some buying pressure coming in. And then stochastic RSI, let's see. Stochastic RSI is getting a little bit high, but it could stay high as people start realizing that this is a good crypto to be buying into. And it could just continue staying high for a little bit as the buyers start stepping in at these low prices here. Alrighty, let's take a look at some other cryptos here. I like that one. I might have to throw my hat in the ring on Hive Mapper there. Honey. Guys, you might want to start doing your research on honey here. It's available on a lot of crypto exchanges too. If it's on Coinbase, that means it's probably on every single cryptocurrency exchange you could think of. Alright, let's see. I think I got a request here for NCT. And I just want to make sure I didn't miss any here. We have already talked about Solana. We talked about that early in the live stream here. Solana, right, could get some resistance at like 163 bucks. I'll just do a quick summary of it. But yeah, you got the 50-day moving average, this green line. Let me get rid of the VRVP real quick. This green line here could provide some resistance at 164 bucks. And then the red line, $180 should be your near-term take profit target on Solana. Solana could lose if we do start losing the momentum here. Solana could get some support at 128 bucks, 130 bucks should be a good area to be buying up some cheaper Solana. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at NCT real quick here. Polyswarm. Polyswarm currently trading at 2 cents, down about roughly almost 1%. And yeah, just getting familiar with this chart right now. Right off the bat, the little cheat sheet, the market cipher B is saying that you should have bought back on April 10th here. That was your buy signal, that green dot right there. So far, I don't see any red dots, so you might still be good to be buying this crypto. Let me go ahead and collapse that now. Stochastic RSI is relatively high, probably because buyers are buying and they're stepping up to the plate trying to buy these low prices here. And let's see, MACD is also showing that the buyers are stepping in. So you got some green candles here. Okay, that's good to see. RSI showing an uptrend, so that's good. Good to see that. Okay. So this crypto looks like it's also bottoming out here, just like a lot of other cryptos. Okay. And I do see some support. If this thing does come down, it could get some support off the 21 EMA. 21 EMA sitting at 0.018 pennies. You could put your buy orders in, try to see if you can get some cheaper NCT here, some cheaper Polyswarm. But as Polyswarm continues its uptrend here, I expect to get some resistance at like this red line at 0.026 pennies, about 2.5 pennies is probably where there's going to be some short-term resistance. You can put your short-term take profit target at that target level. And then there's one last resistance here at the 100 moving average, sitting at roughly 3 pennies. And 3 pennies is where this thing was trading at for the most part back in like February and March here. Also 3 pennies seems to be the area that it was trading at roughly in like December. So I would say 3 pennies should be another take profit target on Polyswarm going forward. And then just zooming out, I mean, Polyswarm has been the higher prices here. It had a really good alt season where this thing got as high as 11 cents. Jeez. But according to the Fibonacci analysis that I did a while ago on this thing, 0.236 level deep retracement could provide some resistance at 4.5 cents here. And then you got all these other levels here that could provide some resistance. But let's look at the VRVP to tell us like where those resistance levels might actually be. So this thing has a lot of work to do, but the point of control, this blue line, is currently sitting at about 0.027 pennies. That's going to be a lot, like I said, a lot of resistance at 2.5 pennies to like 3 pennies. And then once it gets past that, yeah, a little bit of resistance at like 4 pennies. But then you got the value area high currently sitting at like 5.5 pennies. 5.5 cents should be your realistic take profit target, and you basically more than doubled your money. Now to hang on and try to see if this thing's going to go back to 10 cents or 11 cents, I mean, that you're asking for a lot there. But maybe you keep a little bit just in case it does go up there. But yeah, I mean, I would start selling about anywhere between 4 cents to like 5.5 cents on this crypto. And that's a pretty good double, almost a triple on your investment there. Any thoughts on Tiny Coke in You? Yeah, I can take a look at Coke in You. I think you just want me to say it the way other people say it, but I'm not gonna say it like that. I'll do coking you. Mike Cypher. Jordan, you using Market Cypher B? That's good to see. And a green dot on the weekly for what asset? I'm curious. Are you talking about Polyswarm, the one that we're looking at right now? Let me just take a look at the Market Cypher B real quick here. He's talking about a green dot on the weekly chart, so let's go in the weekly chart here. On the weekly chart for Polyswarm, if you're talking about Polyswarm, there was actually a sell dot in January towards like right after Donald Trump got inaugurated was a good time to sell, according to Market Cypher B. There is no green dot on the weekly chart for Polyswarm here. You know, it might be taking some other data into account, which is probably why you're getting a green dot on yours and not a green dot on mine. But if yours is showing a green dot, then I'm pretty sure this one's going to show a green dot. It might take like another day or two, or maybe the end of this week, and then maybe it'll show a green dot on the weekly chart for Market Cypher B. I'm actually using the free version, so maybe that's why they're hiding that from me. Because maybe if I paid for it, it'll actually give me the green dot. And that could be the reason why there, Jordan. If you paid for it, maybe that's why you're getting better data. I don't know. But I'm assuming that eventually it'll show up on mine as well for the weekly chart. Let's see. I think we had another request here. Did we? I want to make sure I got all the requests here. No. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at. We'll show some love for Ethereum. Ethereum not really having the best day here. It's been a lagger. I'm not really a big fan of Ethereum anymore, if you guys haven't noticed yet. But Ethereum is down about roughly 2% today at 1,760 bucks. Looking at the weekly chart here for Ethereum, so far no green dot on the Market Cypher B. So you're not getting the all clear to buy, but you know, sometimes that green dot shows up a little bit late here. Let's see on the daily chart here. There should be a green dot. Yeah, there is. There's a green dot here saying that about 2 weeks ago was a good time to be buying Ethereum. According to Market Cypher B, you got that green dot giving you the green light to buy some Ethereum. And we're looking at you know, some VRVP action here. The point of control right now is at 1577. If Ethereum does go down for whatever reason here, I'm expecting it to get some support at 1570 where the point of control's at. Also, you got the 21 EMA should provide a little bit of support at like 1630. So you might be able to scoop up some cheaper Ethereum if it does go down. And then you put your stop loss real tight, you know, probably at like 1450, or even the value area low here at like 1410, 1417, somewhere around there. And I mean, I'd be very surprised to see Ethereum continue to go lower. But if it does, that just means it's continuing its downtrend that it's been in. But if Ethereum does go up to higher prices here, then you got 50-day moving average, which could provide some resistance at like 23.27 here. That green number there. And let me just clean this up a little bit. And then you got the value area high, the white line saying that, oh, but now the data just, I guess it just jumped up on me. So if I zoom out here, which I have been doing, you can see that the point of control is saying that Ethereum could get some resistance at 3,300 bucks. I think that should be a long-term target on Ethereum. Okay. You should be selling most of your Ethereum if you've been in it for a while. If you're new to Ethereum, then whatever. But I think $3,300 is a good price target for Ethereum. And then maybe start doing research on other cryptos that could do better than Ethereum. Because Ethereum is now considered to be old technology. It's been around for years now. And there's competitors like Sui and Solana that are doing things better and faster and cheaper than Ethereum. And that's why Ethereum is not doing so well this cycle, in my opinion. But yeah, I think you know, some good price targets to the upside is like the 200-day moving average at like 27.50, and then the point of control here, this blue line, at like 32.70, $3,300. Good price targets for getting out of Ethereum. All right, let's see. The market pulse with Benjamin. Are you just putting on an advertisement here? I think I'm gonna turn this into a subscriber only feed now here. Yeah, I think I'm ready to turn this into sub only now. Alright, we're switching over to sub only. So if you want to continue watching the live stream, you have to be subscribed to my TikTok channel. Alright, let's look at a couple more cryptos here. And then I think I'm gonna, unless I get more requests here, I think that's gonna be it for today. Mara wants me to look at Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm doing sub only for now because I feel like I'm getting some people just trying to like put in their advertisements here on my stream. Getting some shillers here. All right, let's look at Bitcoin one more time. Bitcoin is currently trading at $93,500. And the near-term, short-term resistance that I see for Bitcoin is this blue line at $96,000. That's the point of control. Okay. A lot of people bought and sold Bitcoin at $96,000 ever since like the beginning of November. I'm sorry, the end of November here. And yeah, they're probably gonna, if they want to get out and not get out at a loss, they're gonna sell their Bitcoin at $96,000. But then if Bitcoin does push up higher, right, then we could see Bitcoin come up to this value area high at $106,000. That could be where Bitcoin could get another resistance before it tries to push higher than that. And if Bitcoin continues to go past $106,000, then we do have a long-term target, maybe later on in 2025. The 1618 Fibonacci level is saying that Bitcoin could get up to $131,000. All right, and then even more generous and longer term target is the 2618 at $166,000 Bitcoin. Still a possibility here, okay? But zooming in here on Bitcoin, if Bitcoin loses its momentum and we come down, I think we could see Bitcoin come down to this 50-day moving average at $90,800. Could provide some support. And if we lose that, then we might see Bitcoin come down to this $88,700 level where the 200-day moving average is currently at. Could provide some support. And that also has some confluence here with the 0.382 retracement level at 87,655. Okay, so I think Bitcoin could possibly get some support at those areas if it does come down. All right, moving on to some other cryptocurrencies here. That's Bitcoin once again. Let's take a look at Avalanche. See how Avalanche is doing. Avalanche still in that double bottom pattern here. Okay, so if you weren't sure if this was the bottom, you basically got your confirmation here that this is the double bottom. Okay, and now Avalanche is on an uptrend here. You could get some resistance at this 50-day moving average at $23.95. Okay. But if it's able to push past that, then I see that Avalanche could possibly get some more resistance at the 200-day moving average at 30 bucks. That's also the measured move of this double bottom. Is that like 32, that blue number there, 32 bucks. So yeah, once we get past roughly $24, I could see $32 coming into play for Avalanche here on the upside. And I'll turn on the VRVP, see if the VRVP also agrees with those numbers. VRVP is showing that the point of control, very important level, is at 25 bucks, 25.77. So that could be a significant resistance area to push past as you try to go to higher prices here. But once you get past that, there's a big gap here, and yeah, 32 bucks seems to be where Avalanche wants to go next after it gets past that $25, $26 resistance zone. Okay? Alright. I am liking the fact that the RSI is showing higher lows and higher highs here. You got an uptrend on the RSI for Avalanche. And you're not even overbought yet. Your RSI is at 62.77. And you wouldn't be overbought until you hit 70. And even when you're overbought, you can continue being overbought. You can go into like the 80s on RSI here, like we saw back in December here for Avalanche. So yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Are we gonna get the actual alt season that we've all been waiting for? Or at least a little bit of like a pity pump that gets us back to the prices that we were at in December, and then we can just, if we bought at those prices, we could just break even. I don't know. We'll see. So interesting. This says that my stream kind of went down on TikTok. Uh-oh. Hopefully we're back. Hopefully I got some of my people back in here. Was that the warning you were trying to give me there, Mar, not to go sub only? Because it messes up the stream a little bit. Alright. But for those of you who missed out on the stream there, my Avalanche targets are $25, $26 could be significant resistance for Avalanche as it goes up to higher prices. Then I'm expecting $32 to be the next resistance for Avalanche as it continues going higher to higher prices here. All right, I think I'll do one more crypto. You guys might want to take a look at this other crypto here, Virtual Protocol. It's an AI cryptocurrency play. This one's currently trading at 73 cents, up about 1.76% today. This crypto, right, as I start getting some more data on it. Let's see what the VRVP is saying here. This crypto, right now we're at 73 cents. And you got the value area high sitting at $2.16. So this thing could get up to like $2.16 and be a 3x in the future here. You got where is my, wow, is the point of control down here? Jesus. Let me just zoom in a little bit more so the point of control is not like in a crazy area. Okay, yeah, point of control is at 37 cents for this crypto. So you're above the point of control, which could provide some support. If you're able to get 37 cents, that would probably be a good area to be buying. But that's about a 50% haircut from where you are right now. but it's still a possibility because this is a low market cap AI crypto coin, but I think it's got a lot of potential, okay? Because we have seen this crypto back in like January get as high as what, $5? So if you're looking for like a 5x, guys, this might be the one that you're looking for, okay? As we start climbing up to higher prices here, you got the 50-day, the green line, providing us some resistance at about $1.14. Then you get the 200-day, which is probably the more significant resistance level. That one's at $1.31. And then you get the 100 at $1.64 for this crypto. So this crypto has a lot of room to run, a lot of work to do. But while it's doing that work, it should be making you a good amount of money, right? Let me go ahead and get rid of the VRVP here. Yeah, let's see if did we make a higher high than this last high that we made? Let's see, we got as high as 84 cents back in March 24th. And then here we are yesterday. We got as high as 84 cents. So not really a higher high, but it's trying, it's threatening to make a higher high here. And then once it does that, then you know, like, we got a bull trend going on here, and then you're going to be looking for a higher low. And if it does create a higher low and comes down to this 21 EMA, the 21 EMA is at 56 cents. That could be a higher low. Actually no, because you would count this right here as the low. 52. Yeah, no, 50. Probably around like 60 cents is where this crypto is going to come down to if it does create a higher low. But maybe it goes even higher than that, okay, as it pushes up higher. We're looking for $1.14 probably as the next resistance level, where that 50-day moving average is sitting at. So you can make some good money here, waiting for this thing to go up to higher prices. And then you can game plan your stop loss. I mean, keep in mind that this crypto could lose 50% of its value, but you probably put the stop loss at like 37 cents. So you are risking about 50%, but you're risking 50% to try and make a 5x, right? Because this thing has been as high as like $5 for 471, 459 is what I'm looking at for levels here. So this one's a 5x that has a good use case too. You should go do some research on virtual protocol cryptocurrency. Guys, I think that's gonna be it. Wow. Oh, I have someone here on YouTube asking me about my thoughts on Doge and SHIB and Pepe. Those aren't some bad crypto meme coins that you picked there. They've been around for a while. Dogecoin being around for the longest. So should be probably the more stable one to be getting into. I would, if you're new to meme coins, I would probably just stick with Dogecoin. Maybe you could try throwing your hat in on Shiba Inu or Pepe, but those seem to be some good meme coins to be getting into. The other meme coins, I'd be very careful because some of them are rug pulls. Doge, Shiba, and Pepe seem to not be rug pulls because they've been around for a while and they haven't really screwed anybody yet. So I would try to look into those meme coins, to be honest with you. Yeah, those are my thoughts on the meme coins. But don't be putting all your money into meme coins. Keep in mind that you can lose half your money, probably 90% of your money, with any of these meme coins. And if you can stomach that loss, then yeah, throw your hat in the ring. Just don't go crazy. Don't put like money that you actually need into those meme coins. You should be putting like your beer drinking money for the weekend. All right, because it's almost like gambling at that point with the meme coins. But I mean, they have the possibility of making a 5 or 10x most of the time. But Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, and Pepe, they probably, I don't know if they got the the juice and the momentum to do a 10x or a 5x, because those coins have been around for a while and they've already had their crazy gains already. I think they're more like a 3 to 5x than a 10 or a 100x. But because those coins are not going to do those crazy gains, you shouldn't really be getting too many crazy losses with them either. But guys, that's going to be it for this live stream here. I appreciate you guys coming on to the live stream. Don't forget to hit that follow and subscribe buttons so you can come join me on the next live stream and be notified. And hit that bell button for my YouTube guys so you know you get notified when I go live. Okay? And I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Take care.